Hey guys, so I've been trying to figure out how to find the Stallion of a repo.
Stallions. Each one more magnificent than the last.
If you haven't heard of Stallion, the commonly accepted definition is a coding god who contributes insane amounts of code to the repo they're coding in. Basically, a Stallion is someone who writes a lot more code than you. If you can't figure out who that is, maybe it's you. For source code version control management, most developers use Git. And as all of you Git pros know, Git has this handy command, Git Blame, which you can use to figure out who is doing what work in a repository. Git Blame also has parameters like since, so we can see who's been a Stallion in the past so many weeks, months, years, etc. So if one Stallion is taking a rest, we can see that a new one has emerged. But for large projects, especially open source projects, I can't run Git Blame on every file to figure this out, as this would take way too long. For example, the Go implementation of Ethereum has over 1,800 files, 1840 to be exact, with over 1,210 files ending in the Go extension. So I can't go through and run Git Blame 1,210 times to figure out who's writing the most Go code. That would take forever and nobody's got time for that. Consequently, I decided I would try to leverage Git Blame to create a program to do this for any repository so that we can find the Stallion we should be paying our appreciations to. So in order to do this, we're going to have to figure out how to do 4 things. 1. Be able to recursively walk the file tree. 2. Run Git Blame on each file and get the output programmatically. 3. Map each Git Blame line to an author name. And 4. Aggregate all the results. Let's give it a try. So this is me coding it up. I didn't need to include this, but why not? I'm writing hello world, and it worked. I am a legend. So I wanted to talk through 2 main concepts that you need to understand this code, maybe 3. First is that we need to get every file from a repository that a user wants to find the Stallion in or blame. So given a directory, we need to look recursively at every file in the file tree and eventually do a git blame on every one of those. We can do that by using os.walk. os is a package common to Python, and os.walk makes it super easy and will return a list of tuples where the first arg is the dir path of the current directory, the second is all directories nested in that directory, and the third are the file names in that directory. Consequently, if I just join all current directories with all the files in those directories, we'll be set for that. Second, we need to be able to store the console output of Git Blame. We can also use os and the os.popen command to read the console output of our command. Lastly, we just need to take a line of Git Blame output and map it to only the name on that line, and we can just do that with a regular expression and a few strip commands to clean it up. So yeah, let's run this on the Go Ethereum repo and look for the Stallion over the last 50 weeks. And after 65 seconds, we get that the Stallion is Peter with an accent on the first E. Let's see how to pronounce that.
Peter.
Okay, this doesn't look right, but thanks, Peter. I wanted to run this on different repos and discuss the time the script would take in a repo that had less or more than 1,200 files, but the answer is a little complicated. As the size of the repo and number of commits scale up, so does the time that it takes to run a single git blame command on a file. For example, if I time git blame readme on a repo with 3,500 commits, it only takes 0.05 seconds user time and 0.03 seconds system time. But if I time the same command on our Go Ethereum repo with 13.5 thousand commits, it's going to take 0.1 seconds user time and 0.04 seconds system time, almost double the time. And apparently we can speed up git blame by adding a bloom filter, but we're not going to worry about that for the sake of this video. But just to get a general idea, the Go Ethereum repo has 13,000 commits, and when I run it on 26 files in the repo, it takes 1.4 seconds, 62 files takes 3.8 seconds, 98 files takes 5.3 seconds, and the entire 1,200 files takes 65 seconds. So I guess as a conclusion, you can build really meaningful things in less time than you think. The Go Ethereum repo is used by over 6,200 projects. It's extremely important, and Peter wrote a huge portion of it, approximately a third of it, with only 16,000 lines. That sounds like a big number, but if you write around 500 lines a day, which is super doable, you can make these kinds of huge, meaningful projects in just months, and in this case, only a month. Also, as a quick disclaimer, it's important to note that certain code has different expressive power, i.e. you could write an if-else statement in a single line or in 4 lines depending upon the language. But all in all, thanks a bunch for watching this video. If you have any questions, put them in the comments down below and let me know if you like this style and want to see more in the future. Thanks a bunch and talk to y'all soon. Peace.